Hi. I want to make a video quick about what's been on my mind. I'm going to talk about fear and relaxation and how both of these things are kind of two parts of the same whole. So I've realized in my experience that fear is a call to relaxation. So relaxation is really our natural state. Everything flows when we're relaxed. Everything happens effortlessly, and that's the state where we're really completely guided. So I'm starting to experience my perspective as a person differently than I ever did before. I used to think that my inner self was actually contained somehow inside me, inside my body, and that there was a spiritual energy that somehow existed inside my body, or even slightly outside my body, but that was very tightly associated with my body. And that digging into my inner self was really to kind of look into a well. And I'm using the term well because for me the imagery of a well is something that's very contained. The water in a well would be only so much. That's definitely not an infinite source. I suppose the water would still come from an infinite source. But to look into myself in that way kind of always seemed really limited to me, and I wasn't satisfied with that. So, now I see things differently, and I see that I'm really not my body, and I'm not even that tightly associated with my body. My perspective is more expanded now to be my entire experience. So I really haven't even been able to find words, terminology that can express this perspective because it's so not what we normally talk about. So I'm still working on that. So bear with me as I try to explain it. But when I'm in a fully relaxed state, my perspective is expanded to the point where I understand that I'm not just my body, and I'm not just my emotions and the things that I interpret with my body, with my senses. I'm my entire experience. So I'm everything that I interact with. I'm everything that I notice. I'm every single part of my experience. And so to be completely guided means that all of the things that interact with me and that I interact with, all of the things that I have interactions with, are inspired. So wherever my true self actually is, wherever that perspective actually lies, I don't want to say wherever that person is that is having this experience, because I know that it's not a personal thing like that. And I know that other people have used other words like just consciousness or source to kind of express this same concept or similar concepts. But wherever the observer of my experience rests, that's the same place that guides me. So that observer, that witness of my experience, is also in control of my experience by bringing things to me, Charlotte, me, by bringing things into my awareness, by bringing things for me to interact with, by bringing opportunities, So when my awareness is guided, then literally everything that I look at, everything that I hear, everything that I smell or taste or touch or experience with my senses or experience with my body or even experience with my mind, all the thoughts that come into my mind are lined up in such a way that they provide me with a really super fun time. So when I'm guided and when I'm really relaxed, I'm actually really, really enjoying life. And that's when I'm experiencing joy. And that's when miracles happen. And that's when all the super cool stuff happens. So I've realized that for me, when I experience fear, I'm as far away as I could possibly be from that relaxed, guided, larger, observant, witnessing perspective. And that fear is a call for me to go back home to that. It's a call for me to just rest and relax and fall back to my default perspective, which is fully guided, where things can just flow for me and where things do feel effortless. So then things that I'm doing, even things that take physical effort or take effort in a way, take effort on this level of actually doing them, they feel effortless. Like it feels like everything is helping me. Like everything around me is working with me. Because we're really all, me and all the things around me and all the people around me, we're really all one thing. So from that relaxed perspective, I can actually appreciate that and enjoy that and experience that. And I really prefer to do things that way. So, at this point in my life, when I'm experiencing fear in a way that is very, very deep and visceral and extreme to me, because I'm doing things and trying things that are really, really in alignment with what I know in my heart and what's true to me. So this fear is also, it kind of meets that on the same level of intensity. So when I'm experiencing this really extreme, intense fear, it's very important for me to remember that that's a call to relax. And that's all that it is. It's not there to tell me to stop following my heart and that I need to protect myself and rein it in and do what I know is safe. Because that's not what I'm alive to do. I'm here to change things. I'm here to do things differently. And I'm here to succeed at that so that I can show other people how to do things differently. So that we're not all just living in fear and letting that guide all of our decisions. So, as a person who is one of many kind of pioneers in that way of thinking and doing things, I'm happy to be experiencing fear because I think that that's a really powerful tool for me. So I hope that this is helpful to some of you who might be kind of on a similar path or not, but I mean, we all experience fear, so there should be something relatable there. I hope these words meet you where you are, as words always do. And I'd love to know if you have any feedback or ideas of your own to share on this topic. Thanks for listening.